Hello, everybody. Hey, this is Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode number 76. Uh, man, I'm coming to you live. This is a my third live episode. We're coming right after the Lakers just lost to the Toronto Raptors. Excuse me, the Toronto Raptors. Yeah, we lost that bad. They punched me in my mouth too, and I can't even speak right now because the Lakers just lost to the Toronto Raptors, and we had a chance to win this game. We did, but they were super sharp, and we came out punching them back and forth in the first quarter. We got up somewhere around 11, 12 points in the game, and they came back. Kept keeping it close. Then we came back and we got up again. We punched them again, and they just kept coming back. And to me, there's a few things I got to talk about during this episode. I'm really not happy. I'm not. I have to say that now. Anybody let you know that this is live. It is 12:17 a.m. Pacific. Correction, that's Eastern Standard Time. So if you are on the West Coast, that is 9:17 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So you're out there. If you're up, if you're upset, if you're following right now, if you see that I'm live right now, go ahead and call in because I'm down to talk about whatever. I want to talk about a few things that I'm annoyed with. I'm really pissed off. I really am tonight. I'm telling you guys. I know we just lost our second game of the season, and I should be like, okay, yeah, we got plenty games left. There's 82 games in the season. We shouldn't be upset. I shouldn't be annoyed, but I am. I'm very annoyed. I'm very pissed off. I'm upset about the loss in multiple things. And I have some pointed things. I have some people specifically on the Lakers that I'm not happy with their performance. Specifically, these certain people I think help us lose the game because it threw our chemistry off. People that are still trying to get their game back, people that are still trying to get the chemistry with this team, people that are still trying to get their rhythm. And this Toronto team, you got to understand, this is the team that won a championship last year. Everybody thinks that, oh, they just won it because they had Kawhi Leonard. You got to look at it. Remember, he sat out like 22 games last year. And the Lakers played them last year without Kawhi Leonard, and they beat us by 34 points at Staples Center last year. And they got pretty much everybody back that they had last year. So we can't take this team lightly just because they were without Ibaka, just because they were without Kyle Lowry. We didn't. It didn't seem like it. We came out punching. We came out with our starting lineup that was just doing really great. Avery Bradley, LeBron James. We had McGee, we had Anthony Davis, and then we had Danny Green. That five did really well, I thought, handling the defense, getting up on them. We started out to a quick early lead, somewhere like 11-5 or something like that, give or take. And, I thought we had that dog. But what I don't like, before, I'm going to go ahead and say this. Look, Kyle Kuzma, love you. I love you, man. I like you. I like from last year, man. You were balling. Your first year, you really were balling then. Your second year, you regressed a little bit. And now, you only played a few games, but you regressed a little bit more, at least so far. And I'm just saying that right now, it's like almost you're throwing off our chemistry, but we need you to get yourself back. It sucks. So we're gonna have to sacrifice. It seems like we're gonna have to sacrifice a few games. We're gonna have to sacrifice a few losses to get our chemistry back and learn how to play with Kyle Kuzma and where he fits in the offense. And then eventually, if Rondo comes back at all, they've been talking about him coming back soon. We're gonna have to figure out how he fits back in the offense, and then how the rest of the rotation works, and how our defensive schemes work. So that's the biggest thing. You got to understand, we've been like top 1 or 2 in defense in the NBA this year up until this game pretty much. We've been holding teams to really low stats on 3-point shooting, on scoring overall. Pretty much every category we've been in the top 5 of. And it really came down to the way we had our chemistry, the way the rotations were, the people that we were playing. And it has all changed since Kyle Kuzma came back. I don't mean to keep using his name, but that really has what has changed lately. And this is what I mean by that. Before Kyle Kuzma came back, before he was playing, our starting lineup didn't change. So our starting lineup stayed the same. But the first person coming in before Kyle Kuzma came back was Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was the first person off the bench, and he would come in and play significant minutes sometime towards the end of the first. But for some reason, after Kyle Kuzma came back, we wanted to bring the coach. We wanted to bring him off first. As soon as we bring out McGee, we bring in Kyle Kuzma, and that's where we get these mismatches. He come in, and then our defense starts to lack. Our defense takes a back step, and I don't like that. I really think he shouldn't be coming in right away. And if he does, don't bring him in for JaVale McGee. Bring him in as a small forward. Bring like you were before. Bring in Dwight Howard. If JaVale McGee goes down, bring in Dwight Howard, and then after that, then bring in not JaVale McGee, but hey man, I'm stumbling around. It's 12:23 at night. I'm tired, but I'm pissed off, and I just couldn't help myself. I had to get on the air. I had to get live. I had to vent because I was pissed off, and I wasn't gonna be able to sleep. The people in my building, they might have been hearing me yell because I was getting very animated. I was getting upset every time we made stupid plays, every time we had lapses on defense, every time we lost assignments, things like that. And like I said, I hate to say it, but everybody knew their roles and they knew their rotations before Kyle came back. And now we don't really have solid defensive rotations in a way. We play solid defense for certain periods, but then our defense just goes to crap. And our defense can't go to crap when you got teams like the Toronto Raptors that just won a championship that show that they don't wilt under pressure. They know what it's like. So, Lakers are used to teams just wilting under pressure, them putting all that defensive pressure on them. And, we show what we got. We showed that we are superior in defense on them. If you just watched the first quarter, you saw that we were just, putting it on them, and we got the early lead. But the problem is when we start sitting our guys and we're changing our rotations like we did. Like I said, Kyle Kuzma came in. He's not used to playing with these guys. And all it takes is one loose screw. All it takes is one person that's not in sync with everybody else, and that will throw the whole offense off. That will really make everybody start, because all it takes is for somebody to get by one person and the rotation's off. And then if you miss your assignment, they'll be able to score every time. And that's what I feel. When Kyle comes in, the Lakers aren't quite what they were before defensively. They're not, because he's not in tune with everybody else. He's not in tune with the defensive assignments and how people rotate from one to the other. I mean, all it takes is a half a second being off, and that will make a world of difference. So I'm not saying that Kyle Kuzma is really bad at defense or anything like that. I'm just saying that he's not in sync with the rest of the team. He's not in sync with the rest of the people that he's playing with. And he even said it a few games ago that he considers this still the preseason for him. He's still trying to work himself into shape. So right now, Frank Vogel is trying to give him all these minutes. He's trying to get him to get back in, work himself into shape, and to get himself back into the offense, and to get himself used to playing with the other players. But unfortunately, that is at the sacrifice of our team defense. And you see it. You see it when he was in there. You've seen it the last 3 games. You see that he's getting eaten up on defense for the most part. Whenever you have a player that is a good offensive player, like Shaq said back in the day, barbecue chicken. And Siakam tonight, whenever 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 Kuz was guarding him, it was like barbecue chicken. He was like, "Oh, I'm about to eat," and he just went at him and he scored nearly every time, or got fouled and scored at the same time. But yeah, I'm just saying, like I said, Kyle Kuzma can get himself back, but I'm just saying right now, it hurt us a little bit because he's not quite back with the defensive level intensity. So, all right. So I'm gonna go ahead and acknowledge people in the room. Thank you guys for joining. I see there is a DXO1 is there. I'm a shout out to you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you listening to me. Feel free to go ahead and make any comments. I don't know if you can type something in there. If you have some questions or things you want me to talk about, go ahead and put that there and I'll address it. I also see what is this? Enter. Okay, who else is there? Who is this? I see 4 people are there in the room. So look, guys, if you have something that you want to say or you want to join the room and want me to talk about something, go ahead and go ahead and let me know. Don't be shy. Just whatever you feel like talking about, let's do it. All right. All right, everybody. So, man, what else I want to talk about? Let's talk about the score. We know the Lakers lost. I've been ranting this whole time. I haven't said the score, but you're Lakers fans, so you know the Lakers lost. We lost 113 to 104. We are now 7-2. So we're actually now tied with the Toronto Raptors that we just lost to. And now there's a bunch of teams that are 7-2. Even though we had won 7 games in a row. Man, it seemed like we should be heads and shoulders above everybody else in wins and losses, but nope. There's a bunch of teams that we're better than, but there's still a lot of teams that are right there with only 2 losses and have 7 wins. I believe now there's a tie between 4 teams of 7-2. And guess what? There's another team that has won 7 games also on a road, just like we have, that wasn't get much talk. Before this game tonight, guess what? The Boston Celtics had a record of 7-1 also. They had won 7 games in a row also, just like us. But you didn't hear about that. It was kind of getting, they were under the radar the whole time. And right now, they're the only team with 1 loss. Did you know that? The Lakers no longer have the best record in the NBA with tonight's loss. Yes, now the best record belongs to the Boston Celtics, that team that has all those young guys. They signed Brown to this contract. They got rid of Kyrie Irving. They got Kemba Walker. Man, old boy just broke his hand. I mean, look, their team has the best record in the NBA. We no longer have it. All right, Lakers. I am upset. As I started this podcast, I said I am upset. I'm pissed off. Because the way we played, we had a chance to win this game. It's just we didn't play good defense at times. We had times where our defense looked brilliant, and then we had other times where we just looked sloppy. And a lot of it, like I said, it was more people to blame. I want to blame other people, but right now, Kyle Kuzma's his defense wasn't the greatest. Siakam was all on him, taking advantage of him. Now, I will give Kuzma some slack because in the 4th quarter, he did hit those 2 3-pointers, seemed like in a row, that felt like it was bringing us back. Got us within 6 points, seemed like we were about to come back in the game. And man, but then that same thing that Kuzma did that brought us into the game took us right out of the game because he had a couple more wide open 3-pointers that got to him that could have took us down to like within 1 point of the Toronto Raptors, but he missed. He had another 3-point shot, same thing. Could have made it. If he would have made it, would have brought us within one or so, but he missed again. And then he had this pass for a layup that got blocked, quote unquote, but he was hit on his wrist. It looked like it was a goaltend. Nothing was called. Toronto went right back after that, and they hit a 3-pointer, and that put them up by 5 right there. We didn't have any challenges left at that time. If we had a challenge left, we could have challenged it, and we probably would have reversed that play, and that would have made a big difference in the game right there. Because if you look at it, that was a 5-point turnaround. If we had a challenge on that Kuzma, quote unquote block or goaltend, where if you look at the replay, it's clear that he had put it he was almost on the glass with his layup, and the defender hit his arm, and nothing was called. If we had a challenge and that was reversed, that would have been 2 free throws, and it would have negated a 3-point shot, which Toronto hit, but we couldn't challenge that. So that was a big thing. So there's just so many moments in this game, so many moments. I was just screaming and slapping things before halftime. We just make just stupid plays where we're making turnovers, giving them easy baskets. Even before Siakam went off, he went off in the second half for the most part. We kept him to about 10 or 11 points in the first half, and he's averaging 29 points a game. So we did damn well in the first half. We didn't do so well in the second half. I think we got to figure out. We got to figure out our lineups. We got to figure out our defensive lineups. We got to figure out how we're going to play. We just got to figure it out. So, all right, let's look who's in the room. So we still have, looks like we have 5 total people in the room. DX01. All right, you are still there. I see Test Podcast 33. Test Podcast. That means that you trying to figure this out. You're trying to see, you don't want to put your real name. You don't want to put your handle, nothing like that. This is just a test. You're trying to see if you like this, if you like listen to podcasts. But what you will find out is that you love it. Well, not only that you love it, you love listening to me because I'm kind of something special. I talk about the Lakers. I give you what you need. I'm gonna give you all the information. I'm gonna give you the Lakers stats. I'm gonna talk about when the Lakers do bad. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna just sugarcoat stuff. I'm gonna give you like it is. I'll say if LeBron did something I didn't like, I'm gonna say it. I'm not just gonna, he's the ultimate all-time great, arguably the GOAT. Between him and MJ, I can't say GOAT without mentioning Michael Jordan because, come on now, I grew up in that era. Look, I'm 44 years old. I watched Jordan play live, and I seen LeBron play his whole career, and LeBron is right up there in that GOAT talk. But I can't say GOAT without saying Michael Jordan. But everybody, I'm just saying, look. Lakers, once again, we lost to the Toronto Raptors, 113 to 104. We are now 7-2, our second loss of the season. We won 7 in a row. Of course, we lost that first game to the Clippers, and then after that, we won 7 in a row, and then now we just lost again to the Toronto Raptors. Our next game is up on, Tuesday. We are going to be playing the Phoenix Suns. Excuse me, I got the hiccups a little bit. I don't, this is not ESPN. I can't edit that out. Well, I can, but I want it to sound authentic. I like that if something happens, that's what live is all about. I can't just cut it out and clip it and edit it and make it sound sweet and whatever else you want to make it sound like. So Yeah, Lakers going to play the Phoenix Suns on Tuesday. Now, keep in mind, the Phoenix Suns right now are playing great. They've been playing really great. They're 6-3 right now. Everybody projected the Phoenix Suns to not even make a playoff spot. And think about this, they don't even have DeAndre Ayton. That's one of their centers that they drafted either last year or 2 years ago that was projected to be pretty damn good. They drafted him pretty early, and he's not even there. So even without him, they're still balling. They're still 6-3. They're still in a playoff position, in a playoff hunt, and one of the top teams in the West. And the Lakers got to play them tomorrow. So we can't take this lightly. Think about this. We're going to be in Phoenix. If we lose, we're going to then be tied with Phoenix. Think about that, everybody. Look, as great as you've been thinking the Lakers been doing, the Western Conference is so damn tight. It is. And that's why last year when LeBron went down for 17 games, that's why we went from 4th place all the way down to 10th place, because we can't stand to not be doing excellent. We can't afford to not be winning more than we lose. We cannot afford to go 500 in the Western Conference. If you go 500 in the Western Conference, you're going to find yourself outside of the playoff race. You really will. That's what the Western Conference is about. Even I was about to say even in the Eastern Conference, but I can't say that because the 7th and 8th seeded teams in the Eastern Conference, their records are 4-5. Cleveland is right now, if the playoffs started right now, Cleveland would make the playoffs as the 7th seed with a record of 4-5. The Brooklyn Nets would make the playoffs for the 8th seed and a record of 4-5 also. Is that not that's crazy? That's crazy. In the Western Conference, you're never getting in without a record above 500. All right. So let me talk about the Western Conference. With the Lakers loss, this is where it stands right now. Lakers are still quote unquote in number 1 in the Western Conference, but we are tied with the Denver Nuggets at 7-2. Both of our records are 7-2. At home, we have a record of 4-1. Denver has a home record of 3-1. And it's the opposite on the road. We are 3-1 on the road, and they are 4-1 on the road. So, we're both right there, and we're not going to play Denver for over a month or something. So we're just going to have to rely on other teams beating them. Right after that is the Houston Rockets in number 3 at 6-3. Now, there's actually 5 teams that are 6-3. So they somehow, I don't know what it is that got the tiebreakers on these, but I'm just going to go down the line with these. Houston Rockets, 6-3, number 3 seed. Utah Jazz, number 4 seed at 6-3. Phoenix Suns, who we play tomorrow, 6-3, number 5 seed. The LA Clippers, who we've already played the first game of the year, 6-3, number 6 seed. And then the Dallas Mavericks, who we've already played also, are 6-3, 7th place. And then guess who's number 8? Yes, San Antonio Spurs, who we've also played. They are 5-4. So look at this. Teams that we've already played and beaten. Number 8 seed, San Antonio. Number 7 seed, Dallas. We played the Clippers. We didn't win. We're playing Phoenix tomorrow. They're number 5. Utah's number 4. We played them and beat them. Number 3 is Houston. We haven't played them yet. Number 2 is Denver. We haven't played them yet. So the top 8 seeds after tomorrow, or after Tuesday, after we play Phoenix, is only going to be 2 teams that we have not played out of the top 8 so far, out of the people that are scheduled right now to make the playoffs. And that is Houston Rockets and the Denver Nuggets. Man, so that goes to show that everybody that kept saying that all our wins came against weak opponents that aren't very good. A lot of these teams that you projected not to make the playoffs, they're right there, and they're probably going to make the playoffs. Example, Dallas Mavericks. Everybody said they weren't going to make the playoffs. Guess what? They're balling with Porzingis and Donka. Yeah, whatever his name is. I'm not going to say his last name, but they're balling. They're doing really well. Like I said, they're 6-3 still. They're tied. From 3 to 7, all those teams are tied, and Dallas is one of those teams. So they're right there. Lakers beat them. We beat San Antonio, who's got the 8th position. We played the Clippers. We lost to them, but they're right at the 6th. Utah's at the 4. We beat them. Only 2 teams that we haven't faced in those top 8 in the Western Conference is Denver Nuggets and the Houston Rockets, which I can't wait to those matchups happen. I really can't. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. Man. Hold up, everybody. Look, like, what do you guys think? Are you guys, are you super upset about this loss as I am, or you're just ready to chalk it up as it was about time that we lost? What do you think? What do you think? Uh-oh. Yeah, what do you think? Well, don't laugh. Don't laugh because I'm talking about a really serious subject to me. I've been pissed off all night because since halftime, because it looked like we were about to lose. It looked like we were about to lose, and guess what? We did. All right, so anybody out there want to talk? Anybody want to talk? No? All right. I tell you what, everybody. We're going to go ahead and wrap Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 76. Thank you guys for joining me and being there with me and riding this out. And for this disappointing loss, I am upset, like I said. And I hope I hope the next game we can just get it back, get a win, get a good win. And I just want to feel good about the way they play overall as a team. That's my biggest thing. I want to feel good about our win or our loss. I want to have good feelings about losses also. Meaning that I want to feel that everybody played a good game. I want to feel that they played hard. I want to feel like they didn't make boneheaded mistakes. Yeah, you're going to make a few mistakes. Everybody's going to make mistakes. You're going to have turnovers. But I feel sometimes that there are some just turnovers that, you just leave you shaking your head. What is going on? Are you not playing with these guys? Or you're not syncing with these guys? Those are the type of things that it makes you think. And it's so frustrating. It really is. So I know I teased that I was about to go, but I'm really about to go now. Everybody appreciate that. Thank you for joining me. Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 76. Appreciate you. Subscribe, join Podbean. Go ahead and follow on my YouTube, Lakers Talk with Gerald. There's also the pod. We got Instagram. Lakers Talk with G. There's also, we got Spotify, and then you got iPod, iTunes, all them. You can listen to me there. So check me out. Lakers Talk with Gerald, episode 76. And I am officially out.